Players Best Team G2. And FlyQuest has already taken game 1 in a very classic, methodical FlyQuest fashion where they get a small lead and then just slowly build up that lead and win the game. We have to select to look at the bans here. G2 notably opted to be on red side after losing game 1 on red side, and very similar bans coming out early as game 1. We have a red side Scion ban against Boipo. I guess maybe Scion is gonna be like a big ban for the rest of Worlds, possibly. Very interesting. Oriana banned against Quad, and we have a Seer ban against Caps, a Yunara ban, and a Volibear ban against Skewmont. The Yunara ban is very interesting in my opinion because I guess she still scales really well, right? She just has a really low win rate in solo queue right now, but I think that's maybe just because a lot more happens in the early game in solo queue. Whippo is going to be hovering Kaisa as he always does. I mean, he could also pick it for Mazu. I feel like it's not that bad, but you do have to worry about a Draven pick from Hansama. I think maybe Caitlyn Draven is probably the only hard lane for Kaisa. I could be wrong. Don't go for me. I don't play Kaisa too often or Egirl too often, but I think those are probably some of the hardest lanes for Caitlyn and Draven. But instead we have a Xin Zhao going over for Inspired. I really like Inspired on champions that, I don't know, kind of like the fighter style champion. I feel like it fits his play style. Even him on Trundle, I like him on Trundle as well. But the Trundle is going to go over to Skewmont, which is kind of a counter to Xin Zhao, because I think in just a pure all-in, I think Trundle just wins. And you kind of need something to fight Xin Zhao so he doesn't invade you, steal your camps, and, you know, killing you and stuff. So I think that's why they pick up the Trundle here. And we have an Aurora locked in for Caps. And Aurora is definitely going in the mid lane now, because after they changed her passive, it is no longer as good versus melee champions, and especially in this lane swap meta, we're really unlikely to see her being played in the top lane, just because she could be laning against like an AD carry, potentially, and she could be getting a visit from the support, enemy support, or bot lane after 4 minutes. So highly unlikely we're going to see that top lane. And we have Bippo on Rumble here, which is actually pretty interesting. Bippo on Rumble, he could be, I mean, Rumble's good against Trundle in team fights, I think, and he could potentially be worried that it could be an Aurora top, and I think Aurora is okay against Aurora top as well, but I'm really unsure about this Rumble pick here, because they're definitely going to counter with Galio if Galio's open, and there comes the Galio hover. Yes, they're going to go Galio. So top lane got countered once again in the series, and mid lane is, I don't really know how that matchup goes. I feel like mid lane is just going to farm it out, right? That's how mid lane goes nowadays. It's just a farm lane. I feel like nothing ever really happens mid, let's be honest, guys. Have we seen any, like, mid lane action recently? It's been farm, and then farm, rotate. And that's basically it for mid lane, and everything revolves around pretty much bot lane, you know what I mean? There's tanks in the top lane, farming in the mid lane, and then bot lane. I guess that's why they try to get good picks for support and AD carries recently. They want to get advantages in that bot lane so that when fights do break out for the bot lane, it is in their favor. he's also banning out Braum, so it looks like Lavrov wants to pick another melee champion, like a melee support, because Braum would go super well into 3 melee champs. Okay, we have the Draven banned away, taken away from that Hansama. I highly doubt Masa was gonna log in, guys, though, because that would log them into 4 AP champions, and that would be pretty troll, because I think they learned from their previous game against SKT. Locking in 4 AP champions make your game very difficult to win. So, okay, we have a Rakan picked up. Don't do that, Masu. Are you serious? I think he's trolling. There's no way. I think he's like just hovering it for fun. Right, Masu? Okay. Okay, thank you. Lucian though. What are our thoughts on that? Are they gonna go Lucian Nami potentially? I feel like, I don't know, Lucian against Lucian is such a short-ranged champ. I feel like we could have picked something better here for FlyQuest. But it's okay. He has to play very, very careful in the team fights now on that short-ranged AD carry. Lucian Renata. Is that good? Lucian Soraka. What the heck? Okay. Didn't see that coming. Okay, does Soraka counter Rakan? I guess Soraka could place down her silence field when Rakan jumps in. So then he can't like immediately jump back. So I guess there's that. And then we have the Xayah Rakan combo for G2. Interesting. They don't have too much engage coming from FlyQuest, right? But I mean, this is not terrible, right? That Xayah pick. It's not terrible, but honestly they don't have too much engage coming from FlyQuest. Like if Annie flash tippers the Xayah, she can't really dodge that with her R, so I'm not really too sure about the guy's pick, but maybe that's just like a comfort kind of thing for Hansama. And Xayah Rakan, you know, they benefit from their extra like synergy with that combination, so maybe they're just picking it for the stronger lane, possibly. But that was the draft. We will see how this game plays out. Lot of G2 fans in the crowd there. That's interesting. I guess that's understandable. They don't really like the USA, right? Especially now with all the tariffs. So, lots of G2 fans. We can see why they don't want the NA team to win, maybe. I don't think I saw a single FlyQuest, like fan cam. Did you guys see one? I'll have to look back, but it looked like pretty much everyone was rooting for G2. So they have like a bit of the crowd advantage going for them. Okay, let's see which team outscales here. I mean, Xayah Rakan scales pretty well. Aurora definitely is going to outscale Annie. I mean, Annie is going to be really good in the mid game, but Trundle versus Sensao. I really don't know that one is going to scale. Rumble versus Galio, though, that one's really tough because Rumble is good against the rest of the G2 team, but Galio pretty much destroys Rumble, so I'll have to keep an eye on that matchup. But I think I'm definitely going to give, I don't know, this is hard to pick. I think it's pretty even, but the team comp that I like better is G2. They have more tools for team fighting, you know, so I like to see that in their comp. Like even their AD carry has some utility, you know. Lucian is just pure damage. Soraka is just basically pure healing, so we have healing and damage. Is anything gonna happen here? But G2's bot lane, they have like stunts, they have roots, disengage, you know. They just have more tools at their disposal. Big trading coming from Masu and Busio. Yeah, it looks like they really just want to smash them in this lane if they can. Anyways, Mazu got every single CS so far. That is a really good sign. Good job, Mazu. You know someone's locked in when they're not missing CS. Okay, Cap's actually missing the Q there on the quad, or quad sidestepping it. Very well played. It's like small stuff like that that really give you advantages, like not only in your lane, but also just like mental advantages, you know what I mean? Mental advantages against your opponent. Both junglers are clearing down to bot side. Note that, because they know that this is where the action is going to be taking place. I wonder if there's going to be a bot Scuttles fight. I'm pretty sure Trundle's just gonna run to the top lane Scuttle after this, after he gets his blue buff here. But we'll see what happens. Alright, yeah, this is gonna be a tough time for Bwipo here in that lane. Top. I mean, Bwipo is like really confident, I guess. Is there gonna be a bot lane Scuttle fight here, actually? And he's TPing back. I think G2 are gonna have to get this Inspired going in, doing a lot of good damage to Trundle. Yeah, they're gonna have to give FlyQuest this Scuttle. I don't know, Bwipo is like pretty confident he's giving over counter pick to G2 like every game. I'm not really sure what the benefit of being on blue side is. They really want the first pick on something, I guess. Because whenever blue side is favored, there's usually, oh wow. He has no flash there. That is pretty good. All Trundle had to use was the pillar. But like Bwipo knew he was there, he knew Trundle was top Scuttle. I don't know why Bwipo is stepping out that much. Maybe he thought Trundle would have gone back by now, but it's actually really optimal pathing by the jungle. By the Trundle. He's gonna start his Crocs right now, right after they spawn. Only downside is he does not have a recall, but I don't think he really needs the recall because he's not gonna fight for a little bit. And he's actually going to be, his tempo is gonna be ahead of Sin Zhao, and he has more impact so far, just blowing Bwipo's flash like that. And it looks like Gally was gonna hold the wave. If you guys can kind of see in the corner of your screen there. Oh, you can't even see it because there's dragon spawning. But it's actually more important than watching Aurora farming here. I'm not sure why the camera is mid lane. The camera should be top lane right now because Bwipo looks like that's where the action is. You know, he doesn't know where Trundle is, and he's gonna be playing like really safe right now. Who cares about these crashing waves mid lane? You know, this is where the tension is right here. Look how Bwipo is playing. This is the tension. He has to play this way though. He has no flash. Okay. Bwipo might ult the next wave as well. We'll see what he does to try to do there. But yeah, Bwipo did ult the wave, so alright, nice. Bwipo survives that. Really good. He probably doesn't need to teleport back to lane. He'll probably just walk it back to the tower, to the lane here. A lot of trading happening in the bot lane. Looks like they are going for a potentially a 4 versus 2 dive onto the G2 bot lane. No, they're backing it up. They thought about it well. Nothing too much happening right now, which is unfortunate for a FlyQuest. Lucian really wanted to pick up an advantage here early. Misses that Q there, by the way. Oh my god. And then Quad misses the cannon there, the free cannon. So not what we like to see if you're a FlyQuest fan. Okay. Bwipo has to play a little bit careful here. He's got no ulti, no flash, and Trundle is a top side. Sin Zhao is taking the dragon, so his jungler is not going to be there. Okay, Bwipo seems to know, but they're pinging onto him right now. G2 is pinging onto Rumble, so we'll see what happens. I think that'll be fine though. Looks like FlyQuest is going to pick up this drag as long as Bwipo doesn't die. It's really good. The only issue is Skewmont is potentially going to full clear or take two camps off of Inspired's topside jungle, especially now because they know for a fact that Inspired just took the dragon. Okay, Bwipo actually protects Inspired Gromp. That was actually really good from Whippo. Some minor trading going down in the bot lane, as we would expect, I guess. Honestly, Hansama and Labrov not doing too bad, only down 3 CS, and she purchased a call as well. So Zaya is actually going to be getting more gold if they keep trading farm. So really good from Hansama. And the G2 bot lane, and they're now swapping the bot lanes to top because grubs are coming up in a couple seconds, and that's how OP bot lane is, guys. If you have a bot lane tempo, or if you play as support or bot lane, you know, you can ask for a swap and potentially get all the objectives for your team. That's how OP it is. Alright, so here they are in the top lane now. Maybe that's why they counter pick 4 bot lane now. Nowadays they want AD carry or support counter pick in professional play. Okay, we have a TP coming in from Aurora. Yeah, they have to give this right because Galio is rotating. If you see in the minimap, Galio is mid. FlyQuest has to back off. It is 5 versus 4. Interesting. And he does have teleport. Did she miss a recall timer? I'm not sure. That's a bit of a yikes. I mean, I don't think they could have like contested this anyways, even if Annie did teleport back. But I mean, I guess she has teleport advantages now. But losing 3 grubs really doesn't feel good if you're FlyQuest. 3 grubs, I think, is worth like maybe the same as like 2 dragons. Honestly, call me crazy, but I mean, it's definitely worth more than 1 dragon. 1 dragon is like whatever, right? But 3 grubs, I don't know, maybe 2.5 dragons. Honestly, I would rather have 3 grubs than 2 dragons. I think. Me personally, I would rather have 3 grubs. I would rather have 3 grubs than 2 dragons. No, definitely not 3 dragons, but I would definitely rather have grubs over 2. Maybe that's just my preference. I do like taking towers, getting plates. It could accumulate to more gold, you know, and you can finish the game like way faster. So you can end the game kind of just from all the grubbies and the extra damage to towers. So you have more potential to like win the game. You know, you don't have to just stack up the dragons, because like the dragons, they only matter if you get to like super late game, late game. So, but the grubs, you know, you could get like a bot lane, a side lane tower. Oh, big fight here happening in the mid lane, and the top lane is too. Probably nothing can happen though. Okay, yeah, nothing happens because we have Soraka support. But yeah, like those grubs could turn into like extra 600 gold for you pretty fast if you're able to get a side lane tower. Sometimes those 3 grubs are all you need to get that 600 gold. And that 600 gold can turn into like a completed item, which can turn into a winning fight down a dragon, which can turn into a dragon fairy team. And it's pretty massive, those grubs, what those grubs can do. I think they're really underestimated in terms of an objective. So Whippo is, I mean, he's kind of cooking him, but honestly isn't that bad for Broken Blade. Broken Blade is actually up, well, they're even in CS, but Broken Blade is low-key winning this lane, this game. Well, Whippo actually going for the Merc Treads completion instead of going further towards his item. Interestingly, which is kind of, I don't know. You know, I was watching a VOD, and I noticed people have been saying something is like vegan or something. Oh yeah, that guy's build is so vegan, or this guy plays like a vegan. And I didn't like fully understand that, right? Because I feel like, okay, G2's gonna get this dragon here. Yeah, it's almost a guaranteed drag. But I feel like vegans are like it's obviously better than dying, you know. Really unfortunate. He is trying to stop their recalls here. Inspired is here, but there's a pink in the dry bush. That's actually pretty big though, delaying those recalls if Lucian is able to crash the next wave, and he does have 3 grubs here. Remember, Quad should be fine here. Let's see how many plates Lucian gets here. He might be able to take the full tower. Oh, it's 14 minutes. Okay, Lucian is actually recalling. I wonder what HP that tower was at. I feel like maybe he could have got it and then recalled, but I don't know. It looks like it's pretty damaged from here, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, I started like playing a little bit more League again, and it's almost like new lingo, you know? Like before when I played like a year ago, no one was saying vegan. No one's calling people vegan, you know? The lingo is like evolving. Where I live, like I live in the Bay Area, it's almost like a compliment to call someone a vegan. Okay, we have a skirmish up in the top lane. Bwipo is dead. Flashes for no reason. He was 100% out there. Why did he flash? Bwipo. That guy was guaranteed dead, and he flashed anyways. If only Buzio had flashed and Bwipo didn't, that would have been better. Bwipo just wastes his flash. I wish we could see his camera. I'm sure he's like shaking his head, thinking like, why did I flash there? And Quad flashes too. What the heck is going on? What is happening right now? FlyQuest is falling apart. Trundle just came back and re-ganked the Annie there. That's kind of crazy, actually. Wow, what the heck? But what was I saying? Oh yeah, where I live now, calling people vegan is almost like a compliment. So that's why it really threw me off. I was like, what is this guy talking about? Is Bwipo dead again? There's no way. Okay, good. They are gonna try to pick up the Herald here. They should be able to get it. It's actually huge. If they're able to pick this up, they could potentially get first tower with this Herald and complete the feats of strength, but it resets. They're not doing it. That's interesting because Trundle did recall. What the frick? What the frick? What? Why didn't they do it? Can someone explain that to me? Why did they not do the Herald? Because I'm pretty sure 2 people just recalled. Wow, so now they're gonna do it. In that situation, like, would they be called vegans because they didn't want to kill the Herald? I don't know, but that was just bad, right? I don't think we used vegan there because that was just a bad play. Not just playing passive, that was like, just like a what the fuck, you know? I'm trying to be nice though. That was just like a low, how do I say that? Low IQ instance there. I guess that wasn't that nice, but okay, first tower gonna come down. Wow, Trundle. I forgot he could do that. Trundle stops the Herald from crashing with the pillar. That's a really good play by Skewmont. There might not be first tower of Broken Blades behind them, but Inspired going on to Broken Blade, so he does not engage onto the rest of the FlyQuest team. Really well played by Inspired there, and really well played by Skewmont to use the Trundle pillar to stop first tower. Bwipo got out. Bwipo has no flash, remember. Bwipo is dead. Oh my gosh, Inspired flashes in. Hansama uses his R to prevent the engage. Really well played by Zaya. Everybody's so low, but they're all gonna stay alive on the G2 side. For sure, FlyQuest. Wow. Dragon is up. This is a really hard game for Rumble. He doesn't really have too many great targets. And Moss, who is stuck in the mid lane. Trundle running at him. Alright, everyone's gonna back it up. It's fine. But it's really hard for Rumble. Like, Aurora can dash out of his ultimate. His ult doesn't really affect Galio at all. Saya can, dodge it. See, Bwipo's just got out here. Yeah, that's a bit of a yikes. Rumble ult, not a little bit uninspired there. We really haven't seen too much of Bwipo's Rumble. I feel like he's more of like a person who plays more actually nobody got dragon. Interesting. They had 3 super low. Extremely safe play by not taking the dragon there. There's no risk. Kind of weird because 3 people were super low HP. Alright, really kind of a yikes in my opinion, but now dragon is picked up by G2. Inspired is 0-0-0. I mean, they don't even have a single kill actually. Everybody's 0 kills. Everybody's 0 KB. Looks like there's gonna be a bit of a fight over this red buff here. G2 has the engage opportunity and they take it. Skewmon is tanky as hell. Inspired is tanky as hell. Inspired is able to pick up the red buff though in the end. Wow. And Whippo wastes his teleport Loki. Can you take the Otacon at least? Maybe they can. Maybe FlyQuest can pick up Otacon here. They are so low. On G2, maybe just take Otacon, please. Just do the Otacon. Okay, Whippo's gonna dish him out. That's actually kind of good. Everybody survives though. Okay, and he absolutely whiffs the ultimate. Oh my gosh, bro, stop playing this champion, Whippo, please. I'm begging you. Okay, but this Otacon should be free though. Actually, that's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. That's actually pretty good. I wish I kind of knew how much Otacon was worth. I should probably look that up, right? I think it's like a few thousand gold worth of stats, maybe. I don't know. Let me know if you know. I need to look it up. But wow, they're actually gonna get first tower. G2 is gonna get first tower over FlyQuest, which is really not good. Losing the feats of strength, even though FlyQuest has grubs and had the Herald, so kind of crazy that they weren't able to pick up that first tower. Really unfortunate for FlyQuest. Losing first tower when they have the stronger bot lane as well. Not what you want to say. But Inspired getting engaged on in his jungle. He was not able to take the Gromp for himself. Inspired getting really low, healing by Soraka, but he's still dead. Oh gosh. Down to 3,500 gold now, and Inspired got the Gromp stolen. So Inspired 0-1-0. I'm telling you, I swear, when Inspired is down like this, the chance of FlyQuest winning is very, very low. Wow, big shutdown though, randomly for Whippo. That's actually kind of massive pick there for Whippo. Okay. Notably, Skewmon also used Flash to try to escape that Whippo kill. Now only up 2,500 gold on the G2 side, so FlyQuest potentially starting to close that gap. I think in order for FlyQuest to come back in this game, they need to, let's see, playing front to back is not going to work, right? They have basically 3 frontline champions that are honestly pretty tanky, right? So especially when Trundle ults the Zenzao or just ults whoever, honestly. So playing front to back is going to be kind of hard for FlyQuest. It's always hard to play front to back against a Trundle. I'm not really sure what FlyQuest's way back into this game is. Maybe like an anti-flash ult engage with Rumble like shooting his ultimate right on top of that. That's probably their way back in, but honestly their composition has very limited tools like we were talking about earlier. Like look at G2's comp. This is like a flawed better of a draft. You got mixed damage, disengage, engage. And for FlyQuest we have what? Like very minimal engage and very minimal disengage as well. So FlyQuest definitely in a bit of a tough spot. I guess the G2 has done their research though, because they are really attacking Quad's champion pool here. Very good research being done by them. was like, you know what, just give me the Annie, you know? Just give me Annie, guys. I'm just gonna like stun people. I'm just gonna flash people and stun them. Try to stun their team. Okay, Masu able to dash over that pillar there. Yeah, maybe it's just like I'll stun their team and have you guys clean up, you know, because I'm playing bad. Who knows? Or maybe his champion was pinched. Okay, let's see how FlyQuest plays this fight here, because getting in to the G2 team is going to be very difficult, you know. Bippo ults. I feel like his ult does no damage. What the heck? That was his ult's like healing them. I feel like that was the least impactful Rumble ult. This is going to be soul point for G2. They pick up that dragon. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I don't know. I feel like G2 looking very, very good in this game. They just drafted smarter than the FlyQuest team. They just like dropped Ego, and I don't know. They just have better picks, I guess. I guess Bippo should just drop Ego and just not get counterpicked every game, because he kind of gave them like the early advantage, I feel like. You know? And I don't even know why they picked Soraka here. I don't even see, like, did Soraka do anything this game? I don't think so. Like, Nami was up, right? I feel like they could have gone Lucian with Nami, and that would have been a little bit stronger. I'm not sure about the Soraka pick here at all. Not sure about the Rumble pick. I'm not sure, like, for Soraka, what's the silence even going to be doing for their team, you know? Not much. Anyways, let's see what FlyQuest does with this pressure that G2 is putting on them. Very slow-paced game again. Okay, Bippo, is he caught out again? There's a teleport coming in. He is no flash. Drops his arm, but he's totally dead. What the actual heck? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is terrible. FlyQuest is gonna for sure lose this fight. Oh my god, they got the Leprechaun though somehow. Inspired gonna flash out, but still dies to Hansama. And 0 damage coming in from FlyQuest, I feel like. What is Lucian's build here? Want to take a look at the items. I feel like he should be pretty strong. It's just really hard to play these team fights as Lucian. He's outranged by the enemy AD carry. It's really hard to get close to Galio. It's really hard to get close to Trundle. Okay, he's 3 items. Mazu's 3 items is actually really strong. But I don't know, it's just really hard. How does he play these team fights? How does he do it? It's not much he can't do. It's hard for him to get close to this G2 squad. Okay, you can actually watch Mazu. What's he doing? Okay, Trundle's running at him though. Okay, Mazu, he's doing some damage. Oh, he's not able to pick up the Trundle kill. No, this is a bad fight. You can't win this. Oh, Mazu's dead. Yeah. Oh, he's alive. Soraka healing. Can Mazu do more damage here? He's so low. I mean, this game is like all Mazu. It's all dependent on Mazu, I should say. He's got like all the items, all the damage on his team, but like, I don't know, it's just taking him so long to do the damage. I don't know, I feel like Lucian is super weak. You need like an Nami, you need like Braum. Honestly, it's like a necessity, not like a Soraka. Really, really, really rough game here. Yeah, Bubba's just caught out here. I don't know. Like, his ultimate just does 0 damage as well. Just got out. I feel like this is the 3rd time we've seen this exact scenario play out, you know. I feel like he's just playing really not good right now. Weirdly. Like, to be fair, I guess, Bippo, he gets caught out a lot, but sometimes it's not really him getting caught out. It's like he's baiting first team. But this game, I didn't even notice Bippo flashed in there and then he turned around with his flamethrower. Yeah, I don't know about that. He flashed in and then turned around with his flamethrower going. again by Bwippo. And I'm not even saying that because... Never mind. I'm being like as objective as I can, you know what I mean? I think he would admit that too, like he's not having a good game this game. Wait, did Bwippo just completely whiff his ultimate? I need a replay on that. It looked like he completely whiffed his ulti. Did I see that right? I think he just ulted himself on accident. I mean, to be fair, they would have lost that fight anyways. But he's gonna drop this champion. I don't know, and he blind picked it with Galio up, so that's usually a big no-no. You know, he knows Broken Blade is going to pick Galio. He knows if Bwippo picks Rumble, Broken Blade for sure picks Galio, because it's okay to have an AP top in that draft, because they already drafted Trundle, Aurora, and they're gonna finish off their comp with an AD carry, so you know they're gonna have an AD champion in the bot lane, so they would have mixed damage, so they're almost guaranteed to pick Galio there in that situation. But I guess he felt confident in the matchup, but then he got kind of rolled, to be honest. Wow, this one is a yikes game, down 10k with Infernal Soul picked up now by G2, because all Galio has to do is basically just survive the lane bully from Rumble, which is very doable as Galio, and Galio has all the threat onto Rumble with his engage if his jungler comes. So, okay. Yikes. Why does Trundle seem unkillable here? What the heck? The Trundle is a huge problem. Sometimes he just looks OP, I feel like. And all of FlyQuest drop, and that is it. That is